here we are in what will be the final game of this series, and then the final game of TTL Platinum for Miguel, who has 3 wins. Maybe he will be able to affect Draken's future here. And also, of course, gain an extra $40 if he ends up surprising Draken. But this is Draken's home map. He beat ACCM on Hideout. He probably practiced, I mean, he doesn't need to practice Hideout, but he probably expected Hideout to be the map that would make it or break it for him. And it is Portuguese versus the Khmer. Portuguese very solid these days. More of a common pick. And then Khmer, I think really strong, but more along the lines of what people did like 3 or 4 years ago. So we shall see.
It's an interesting map generation in the north there for Miguel, isn't it? Like the wood lines there. It's so weird.
Yeah.
For it to be right near your base. It's such an easy wall off for him. Just focus on the other side. But I don't think Draken's going to make anything easy for Miguel with Portuguese here.
No.
I think the last set... Was it the last set? No, it was Daniel against someone where Daniel picked Portuguese. And I can't remember... He was up against Malay, but I can't remember what player he was playing against. Running. That was it.
True. And then we also saw Portuguese for Viper at one point on Hideout.
Yeah, and I think Draken picked them too.
Oh, so, yeah, he did it against
seen
Veleza.
Them a couple times.
Yeah, he did it against Veleza. So the reason the Khmer are strong is due to due to not needing your buildings to unlock the next age or the next building. And the build that you could still do with the Khmer, which I still think is really good, is 23 population fast castle. On the back of that, you can go scouts and only scouts for a bit, or you can go for the second TC and pretty much only the second TC.
Die to castle drop doing that though.
Exactly, I know, and so
Like
that's why I'm scared. Like it feels like if Miguel is picked Khmer, he has to go for the second TC, and Draken already did a castle drop against Veleza, and I mean, it didn't work, but Veleza had a good monk civ, which Khmer is not. So I'm like, it hasn't been the best of seasons for Miguel. I feel like this is a really good position for Draken to be in. But, I mean, I guess it comes down to how much Miguel knows, right? And if you can go 23 pop fast castle into some scouts first, you could at least force Draken to place the castle further back, like at home.
Yep.
And there's a pretty large distance between the players, so it's pretty risky. If it is a map that you think you should win, I think you could argue that going forward castle is actually too risky if you could just take it late game and feel really comfortable too.
Maybe. What if you go FC castle drop yourself and you go along the side that you know Draken's not coming from?
Yep.
You go north, drop a castle there. Okay. You let him drop a castle in the front side of your base. Make a ballista elephant, cut a path through
to the wood line.
Yes.
I
don't have anything from that point, but that's the basis of the plan, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if this was 600 elo, I would be all for it. I feel like there's many weaknesses to that idea that we would have to break down, but now I think like another thing that could be rough for Miguel is the gold position too.
Yeah.
That's so nasty.
But he's got 2 on the sides. Maybe that would work. Okay, so what if you defend yourself with a castle as Khmer?
Okay.
You cut through the middle area.
Yep.
You send 6 petards, and when Draken is on the way up to Imp, because he's inevitably going to go Imp to tread down your castle, you kill his Imp TC.
I mean, you could just use 5 petards. You don't even need 6.
Yeah, but the 6 is a
just in case. A just in case petard? Yeah, I get that. I mean, all things I would consider epic. Would then be hilarious because if, like, let's say Draken still somehow makes it to Imp, Draken loses his entire base, and then he's got like Trebs and 6 organs on the front. 22 pop for Miguel.
You can do.
Yeah.
22 pop. Okay, here we go.
I mean, with all the what ifs, I think it's fair to say we know Miguel's out. Game is really important for Draken, but like we want a ridiculous game here, right? Like we want a game that is going to give us something unique. And with Draken being on stone right now, I can tell you we're going to get that. But
it just seems like such against a player of Draken's caliber on these type of maps that is going to go for that castle, regardless of whether it's forward or defensive. He's going to have organ guns. it seems like such a tough situation to work yourself out of with Kimura. We're trying to like come up with anything that Miguel can do.
But I feel like the castle drop should be predictable enough where Draken might mind game himself and be scared to walk forward because he's expecting scouts or even like an archer play or something.
Yep.
So it is quite risky. Like I would be really torn right now from Draken because organ guns are strong. So you could still have faith with the first castle being at home, and then you take map control, and then you make the next castle forward. That could still feel like a good play for you. I think with this uptime, it's going to be all in, and he's never going to add eco, though. So that, considering the fact he's got Loom in queue, Dave, tells me Draken will absolutely go forward with this castle.
21 villager up with 3 seconds of idle TC time.
Dang.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I mean, you are Khmer, and you'll see people in chat going like, "Oh yeah, you should be able to do that. It's super easy. Go load up the game."
Well,
go load up the game and try and do that. You're probably gonna have like 20 seconds of idle time.
Well, the problem is, for the majority of players, there's going to be a whole lot of what now when you make it to Castle Age, right? So it gets really tricky. Like he's got Horse Collar in for the new farms, which is nice. He's getting his wood upgrade, but he's barely going to be able to afford to produce out of 2 TCs when he gets there. But I'm assuming that's the play. He could still add a stable. There's Draken Scout. And does Draken Scout see the gold? Oh, I think he won't be able to see the gold, actually, regardless of even if he moved to the left.
You don't know.
Yeah, he's got no clue.
Castle Age on the way for him now, about 2 minutes behind. But Portuguese are Portuguese, right? So he can go up 22 plus 2 and then have enough stone to drop a castle.
This is smart
which is
from Draken.
Wild.
So Draken
he's adding the barracks.
he's worried there could be scouts, so he's going to just bring a spearman or two, which is perfect. And then that means he will definitely bring villagers forward. And Miguel is going to leave his base, kind of, and make a TC on the back, which is much better than TCing the gold. In fact, he's not even going to be taking gold for now.
Here it comes. It's on the stone. Castle, Ballista Elephant Cut.
Maybe, dude. I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I think Miguel
and
Miguel
when
would
he
know.
finds these villagers, does Draken just like hard commit with this? I guess he has spearmen following up.
Yeah,
but
you
Miguel
got
at least
spears.
will have advance warning that the castle is not going defensive just for organ gun production. The castle is going to be aggressive, and he checks to see if he has loom. Draken does have loom. Miguel will retreat from that, and I just wonder, what is the solution to this? Draken will see the second TC from Miguel on the stone.
Yeah, and like if you look at the golds, dude, like, okay, can't take your main golds. You think about the follow-ups. The follow-ups are really close to this pressure. Like, it's not like he has any safe golds in the north to go to, not even any neutral golds. So this could be rough. Draken, if you're committing to this, you just place that castle as boldly as you like, my friend. Actually, wait, he doesn't know where the main gold is, Dave. So he's not going to place it on the wall.
He's going to put it on the hill.
He's going to put it near the other area, yeah.
Gold in the stone? Yeah.
He should place it on the wall, though. Do you agree? Yeah. Like, don't mess around with the placement of it.
Yeah. That's perfect. At least Miguel has TC'd another stone, though, so he has other options, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Miguel is building up towards a defensive castle against whatever Draken does here. The thing of concern here for Miguel, and I'm very confident in this statement because I saw the exact same scenario play out with Lan against Ganji in another group, is I don't think Miguel knows that current organ guns die pretty badly to mangonels.
Yep.
Like, 6 months ago and, for years, organ guns
and they
would
don't do
shred
the same
siege.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do the same damage. I mean, you can still kill them, but you're probably going to lose a couple organ guns in the process.
Yeah.
He is adding a stable here.
Okay. And maybe for more scouts. He's still chasing down Draken's scout. Hey, Draken will be up against Dogao in his final round, and Dogao's going to be licking his lips there. Like, Dogao's going to want wins, and Dogao could easily 3-0. If Draken wants to survive...
he's going to want revenge for Miguel, too.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, Draken's
if Miguel
best
loses.
chance at surviving is getting this win right here. This is going to be the easiest, game available from his remaining games here in TTL. This is huge for him.
Miguel almost has enough stone for a castle, but unfortunately for him, that's his only gold remaining, and Draken has just found it.
Yeah, Draken's just seen it. Oh, God.
He doesn't have the stone yet. If he could get a castle up on that stone as Miguel now goes for a siege workshop, then maybe this could work out.
I think Miguel might run over to Draken's side and just castle drop his walls. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense.
The scouts are coming. The scouts are going over there.
Okay, Miguel's really badly housed at the moment, and while he does have the eco lead, these organ guns are really starting to chip away at villagers. And
still no Mangonel in the queue. The scouts have made their way over to the other base, but still no castle. We got 800. He's going, Tristan. He's doing it.
Let's go.
This is what I called the very first call of this game.
All right, but you know what's kind of funny is you could skip all these steps as the Khmer. You don't have a market right now to like sell some stuff quickly to get gold. So that actually really hurts. And he's going to drop the market next to the TC just so he can sell
has
some
enough
things.
for like 2 castles. He can make one forward and then another one. I like this.
Wait. Okay, what's important is when does Draken drop his next castle? Because Draken's thinking, I am about to have the stone. Yeah. So he will spend his stone on a forward castle.
He's dropping it forward.
Which means he won't have a defensive castle. Oh, man.
He's doing it. Oh, my God. He's doing it. And Miguel still has the villager lead here. And the thing is, if Miguel drops his castle at Draken's base, he suddenly has gold access. That gold underneath the castle.
What's funny is if Miguel had a safe gold, he would never do this. But this play is actually going to give Miguel his best chance. Because both players are going to have horrible times defending this. It's just a matter of who kills the other one faster. I think I would prefer to have organ guns over, like, whatever Miguel's going to have.
Pop, and these organs are stacking quite well for a Mangonel shot. It's only going to get
good micro there from Draken, though.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really good. And the castle for Draken will shoot down Miguel's starting TC.
He just noticed.
It denies a bunch of farms as well.
Draken just noticed. He goes for stone walls behind this. You know, if you make these stone walls, though, there's still palisades on the right side of that stone wall that you're making. So, like, I mean, it's only so much damage control, you know?
All right, so food eco is abysmal for both. Miguel's going to get golds. Good stonewalling from Draken. Like, he has to do something. Even the scouts could be rough for him.
Dude, this base layout for Miguel, the way the wood line's formed is so nice. Like, you can go back to that stone over there. Scouts are through, and they're killing villagers.
Yeah, this is awkward right now for Draken. But, I mean, Miguel's dropping a defensive castle. Draken tries to quick wall. Miguel's bringing even more scouts through here. He won't have the food to make many more. Draken really needs something, like even a spearman here.
Ballista elephant. Shift click all the way through to the wood line.
Yeah, just go right through
from this defensive castle.
Dude, these scouts getting through have brought some insane value here for Miguel.
Huge value. Yep.
He really needed to get some kills because his eco is not efficient at home and his siege workshop's gone down. Like, God, Miguel's idle time's ridiculous here.
But he still had 2 TCs producing, right? So it's like 54 villagers versus 40. He still has the Mangonel at the back, so Draken has to be careful about that. The TC is being attacked, but it's not the same damage organ guns used to do.
Yeah.
And the scouts do leave the base, but the wall is now up from Draken, and there's the Ballista Elephant right there.
Yeah, I mean, it costs food, so that's actually the most expensive unit that Miguel has made, and again, this is so important for Draken. Miguel, he's already out. But again, does Miguel know that Mangonels are really good against these organs? Let's see. Let's see how scared he is. I don't think even half our viewers realize how bad organs are against this. Watch how little damage they do.
Boy,
it's awful now.
Nothing.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Awful. Takes out 2, just repair.
Like, you just can't kill siege with organs. They've completely ruined that capability for them. And
Hero Mangonel. Oh my God, it's still alive.
And the organs are just splitting. And you just got to back away here. You need to go for your own siege, or you need to go for monks. Miguel knows now if he didn't know before, Dave.
He's in with the Ballista Elephant, by the way. My man is chopping.
And he still could keep going right to the wood line. Wow, there are some organ guns coming home. Look at all the organs that went down for Draken on the front. Those things aren't cheap, Dave.
And Draken's like, what is happening right now? Miguel has three TCs. That middle one, production is... But he does have one to the north, which is pretty safe. And he's got some wood to maybe set up farm eco wherever he wants. He can keep producing the villas, and he's going for a siege workshop at the front there, too.
Ooh.
Almost has enough stone for another castle if he wants to go for that approach.
Yeah, both do, actually, which is kind of funny. I mean, Draken doesn't know that Miguel has that other castle next to the starting gold, which is a pretty big deal because I think he's going to try and shift that direction next. And
he doesn't know that's there? What?
Yeah. So him not knowing that kind of means it could affect his judgment on where he needs to position himself. But he does see the villagers from Miguel on his golds. And the organ guns now... Well, I was going to say they could defend it, but now Miguel's making another Megadel.
He's running right into the castle with the organ guns.
Another castle, though.
And he goes for the other castle on that side. Sends in a knight, which could be really good against that
That's actually amazing.
Of course, the castle is there.
That's a really nice addition. And the organs that Draken had on the other side have gone down. So 50... Eco versus 58. It's about to be 6 castles, I think.
27 minutes into the game, or 28 minutes. That's kind of wild.
Oh, and the knights pay off, Dave. So now Miguel doesn't have a mangonel around his wood line.
But the Bliss Elephant's in. Oh, God. Run!
What is this game? This is so much crazier than we thought possible. And pretty soon, Draken's not going to be able to take any of the golds at his own base because of all this.
Bliss Elephant taking out 2 villagers. Villagers coming into repair. Good attack rounds here from Miguel, and he gets the defensive castle up. And Draken can't really push past this. The way the map is set up is so nice for Miguel on this side, but it is unfortunate there's no golds up in that top area. So he definitely needs to hold the gold in Draken's base, and he's pushing in. Pushing in, and Draken's just... evacuating.
Draken needs the knights here. The knights that Draken has right now on the front need to come home to clear this, actually. And okay, there is a knight now. He made a stable at home. And now all Miguel's siege could go down, but Miguel's adding a monk.
From Miguel. Yep.
Monk is really important.
Enough to save this mangonel. It should be. It actually should be. And Draken can't give him that knight. Cannot give him that knight.
Where is Draken supposed to push right now?
I don't know.
This is insane.
He's got 17 organ guns, but against castles, they can't really do anything. There's no targets here for him to hit.
I mean, it's kind of gotten to a point, especially if Miguel walls the choke, where, Draken can't do anything.
Monk got killed. Great job from Draken.
Draken needs imp right now, is what he needs. He needs to somehow go imp, but he's got 4 on food, so it would have to be market.
That's be some severe market usage right there. My man has 3. My man has more on food than he has food in the bank. Okay, there we go.
You know what? Is he selling? Yeah, he's going to sell some wood, buy some food. Rams might actually not be a bad play for Draken either. He already has wood and gold. A bunch of rams to take out the castle that Miguel has on the right. Or I guess like...
look at these organs.
In his
looking
starting
for an
base.
opportunity. Draken's like, surely I can get through over...
Oh, true. Yeah, seriously. So he would have to take his organs all the way home. And Miguel is just this like cute little farming nook in the north where he could just freely farm. And in a messy game, obviously, it's fantastic being the Khmer and dropping plenty of farms.
Look at the food eco from him.
Flying.
32 farms just up there.
Yep.
And then he's got some in his base too. And it's going to start to get really out of control here for Draken if Miguel starts spamming out Light Cav. I mean, the Ballista Elephants mean that you can't rely on any of these wood lines if you're Draken as walls, right? You can just cut right through.
It's funny. As Draken types advance to the Imperial Age.
But he put a
he capitalized. He did it all wrong. Not to mention, it doesn't work anymore. And Miguel dots him. Because I think Miguel realized he's full of crap.
I love that from Draken, though. The way Miguel has been, like, not as motivated and not fighting as hard in a lot of these sets. That is a really, really nice attempt from Draken to try something like that.
In the past, guys, the chat message made the same sound as the bloop of getting to the next age. It was the exact same sound. So, you know, it used to be easier to fake that. These days, there's a different sound. And yeah, Draken, this win's important to him, right? As he comes home with the organ guns. But the fake Imperial Age does not work.
It's backfired so hard, though, because if you're going to do that, that means you're nowhere close.
That's true, right? Like, if you say that, you haven't clicked up at all. Yeah.
Miguel's like, okay.
Dave, I think Miguel should ballista cut through to the wood line now with the
he should.
castle.
He's got one in the defensive castle as well.
I mean,
like he could go from both sides here, and he's just getting all of his upgrades for his light cap. Look at his resources.
Yeah,
man.
seriously. Yeah, he's like, no gold, no problem. I'll take your gold. I'll just spam light cap. I'm just waiting to see where the light cap will hit, but like, organ guns are pretty good against light cap.
Yeah.
But
until you get the armor upgrades, and then they're not very good at all.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the villagers that continue to go to the farms in Miguel's base underneath the castle. I don't know how many villagers have died there, but just saw 2 more die. And look at Draken use the market, and he clicks up to Imp with the TC that he built in the south. He is on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, someone with a point. Someone said Miguel might get fired up by that, right? Like we're talking about Miguel not having motivation. That might fire him up if someone tries to chat trick him.
I mean, we did not have much faith in Miguel here at all coming into this game, but he has done a fantastic job stopping this. We just want to see him close it out. The MTC is the forward one from Draken. So no threat there. And Miguel is finally has some army numbers on the field. It's taken him a lot longer than I thought.
He's producing from really far away right now. Like, he really should have made the stables next to his castle at Draken's base. But the units are mobile. The units do make it. And Draken's pretty much just going Imperial Age for trebuchets from those forward castles. And those forward castles, if they make trebs, can take out all of Miguel's castles.
You gotta cut through this middle wood line, bro. You got the
ballista.
The ballista there.
Yeah. I mean, main TC for Draken will go down. It's good that Draken chose the other town center in the south to go Imp with. Miguel's got 30 villager lead. Like you said, it took a long time for this to really get going here for Miguel, but he too could Imp soon. I mean, he's got tons of units in the queue right now. He's going to find plenty of kills on vills too. If the TC goes down, Draken loses like 15 vills. Yeah.
No, he loses his entire thing. Like, Miguel should not stop trying to attack this wood line.
Yeah.
If Draken loses that wood line, even if he kills both defensive castles for Miguel, he can just rat it out with Khmer and farm everywhere and produce light cav, and it won't be much of an issue to keep this game rolling. Imperial Age comes in for Draken. That's the actual Imperial Age.
With the lowercase a in advanced.
Yeah.
And Draken continues to blow up our screen with market as he's selling wood and trying to buy stone for, I don't know, maybe a Victoria, which he's now made in the south. And Draken
Miguel
needs
sees that.
Yeah, like he needs a couple Victorias and some time, I think.
Double Victoria. He's trying to quick wall with a Victoria.
If someone would have predicted Victorias in the south of the map, I would have been like, what happened?
Yeah.
How would that ever happen?
Imperial Age on the way for Miguel now. And that's in a fairly safe TC. Don't think that one's going down. However, he's not going for the woodline here, Tristan.
Yeah,
Miguel is pushing out towards those Victorias. You got to take out this woodline or cut through from the other side with the Bliss Elephant. Get in there somehow. He's seen the Victoria and he's like, that is my target.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, if Draken makes trebs, he has nothing to defend the trebs from knights, even underneath castles. So he really needs to make sure he walls them in. Eco flying for Miguel. He hasn't
really
used
needs the second armor upgrade too on these knights.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, for now, TCs just have fletching, and there's no pikes or anything, and he's clearing things up. And he's going to see the wood line now, and Draken's going to evacuate. Oh!
Everybody out! Everybody out!
Oh, God.
Use the Mangonel. Sit in front of these villagers. Just attack
ground right in the choke.
Oh, God.
I don't know if Miguel sees this. I think he's just noticed it. He's also microing his knights elsewhere. I mean, the barracks that Draken's trying to build in the south, not happening. We've got rams from Miguel on some of the castles from Draken. Draken can't stop that. And I think in kind of a must-win game for Draken, he's just not going to be able to get it done here. The Vatorios are not going to pay off in time. They're so expensive.
And Miguel's about to get to Imp in 30 seconds, and that's a bad feeling for Draken. You can't, like, losing against the guy at the bottom of your group on arguably your best map with a good Civ matchup, it is going to be a tough loss for Draken, so he's going to keep fighting on here. But what a performance from Miguel. We know he's out of Titans League Season 3. He's going to get relegated. But, I mean, if you're going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Like this one, I mean, what a statement from him.
And it's like all the fight we wanted to see from Miguel in the previous games is here. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's like he saved it all.
Look at this ram push, dude.
Yeah, it can't be stopped. It cannot be stopped. And Draken's sitting at 89 pop capture age, but he's actually at 29 actual population. All of Draken's pop is in the TC or around the TC in the south. He's pretty much got nothing else.
Thumbnailable, this little screen right here.
Yeah, seriously.
Next to the TC. That's all the eco for Draken. There's nothing left, guys, but he fights on.
I mean, if Draken fights on, he might be defeated soon.
23 population. But it looks better because he's got 86.
Yeah, I know. Like, you never, in a messy game, it feels unnatural to call the GG when you have around 100 pop. But, I mean, there's a lot of red on screen if you count what was in his old base. Miguel's even looking right now. He's like, where are villagers? Are there villagers on this wood line?
We've gotten to the difficult spot where there's just nothing left to kill. So you don't know where to go. Is still here.
I mean, do you remember, we both remember lots of crazy games that Draken has had with Vatorius, right?
Yeah.
So he's still like, okay, I've got a resource trickle. My opponent's only making knights. So, you know, remember, with an important game, just give it your best shot. But Miguel's going to just finish him quickly.
He's making a lumber camp.
Hype. Wait, where did he make a lumber camp?
Right next to the Fatoria. He's got one villager chopping away.
And
Miguel drops 4 siege workshops. He's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, seriously. And he just continues to dive underneath the TC, and the siege rams are going to ram this down, and Miguel's going to win this series 2-1. You know, in the previous series, Miguel also beat Veleza. So he's gone down here, but he's kind of screwing with everybody else, right? Veleza really wanted the first place, which he could still get, but it's tougher now because Miguel. And Draken really wanted to survive, and he's going to need wins, I believe, versus Stogal now because of that performance from Miguel. But a pretty ridiculous game. We felt like it would be really tough for the Khmer here, and Miguel just kind of was happy to give up his base and just relocate to Draken's base and somehow got into a rhythm with the economy.
I wonder if that was like an adaptive play based on his map. Because you look at that wood line on the north side of Miguel's map, and that prevented Draken from pushing into all that eco at the top there, right? One castle defends that entire area. He abandoned the gold. He kind of went out to the forward gold from Draken. But, I mean, when I said maybe Miguel should FC and castle drop Draken's base, I was kind of joking, dude. I wasn't actually thinking that he would do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of incredible.
Yeah, pretty
really
crazy.
Strong.
You know, I wonder, just thinking a little bit more about Draken's approach now, like, to me, seeing how much damage the Mangonels do versus the Organs, and not even that, how little damage the Organs now do versus the Mangonels. It feels like the all-in organ gun play should just be shut down by the Mangonels, or at the very least, the Portuguese player is going to have to add monks with it to maybe convert the siege.
That was the problem for Draken. He never had anything other than organs, right? And if there's a defensive castle there and a Mangonel, you can't do anything. So it's almost like Miguel going to the north just kind of nuked that push from the beginning because Draken had nowhere to place castles that would kick him out of the game.
Yep. And sometimes you just need to make the game messy for your opponent, right? Like, so many people in our game who load up this game on a daily basis, they're getting castle dropped and they just freeze. They don't know what to do. Just YOLO to the other guy's base. See what happens, you know? And maybe it'll play out like this. Miguel collected 52,000 resources, and Draken only 32,000 resources there. And I'm going to pull up now the stats.
I'm looking back at that Coast to Mountain game thinking, like, if Miguel had carried on there and if he had won that, he would still have an outside chance. It's very unlikely, but...
Yeah, seriously. Well, I appreciate, like, it was clear to me, and I'd spoken to Miguel, honestly, I think a big reason he played this season was because he had said months before he would, and he wanted to respect that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate Miguel for that, because obviously a big nightmare if players drop out and don't play at all, and I think that's kind of where he was. So 4 wins in this group, still respectable. He's a great talent, and honestly, if Miguel needs like a recharge, right, going down to gold could be really good for him. And next time we have a season, maybe he'll have a bit more motivation and he'll see an opportunity to get back up to plat. But Miguel's out, and now Draken, he's obviously got a chance for playoffs and then 4th place, but odds are, it looks like Margugu could overtake him. It'll be 2 more sets for Margugu. Margugu, though, has to play ACCM and Dogao.
Yep.
And then
That's tough.
Draken's final set is against Dogao. So, yeah, I mean, anything could still happen here, to be honest, because Dogao and ACCM definitely the favorites against Margugu.
Yeah, Margugu has a set in the back pocket, though.
Yeah.
Available for him over
And
Draken. So
Margugu took a game off of Leza. I think he could take a game off of Dogao and like a game off of ACCM.
if he takes a game off ACCM and a game off Dogao, he should be okay.
Yeah.
Right? He should be okay. What was the result between Margu and Draken? Did Margugu win that?
Draken won that 2-1.
Oh, so we... Ooh.
Yeah, which is pretty wild, right?
So he wins the tiebreaker then.
Well, the first tiebreaker is sets 1.
Yeah, but they're both
And then
only
if
at
they're
one set one.
they both could be the same, yeah.
So if the most likely combination comes true, right, with Margugu losing 2-1 against ACCM and Dogao, against the favorites, he's going to have 6 points.
Yep.
Right? And then Draken
Could win 2-1 versus Dogao, maybe.
Yeah, and then he wins the tiebreaker with 6
Yeah.
points as well.
Would be sick. Yeah, and then like the other things to talk about in this group, of course, Dogao wants 1st place. That's still possible for him. Same with Veleza ACCM. And anything could really happen there, especially with the final round being ACCM Veleza, which I'm guessing will be winner goes first there, but we don't know just yet because this group's still playing catch up. But a good game to end that series on. I'm glad we didn't end that series with game number 1, where
Yep.
Miguel, just kind of lost faith and gave up.
Or with like a castle drop and then Miguel calls it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
over, right? So
Yep.
that was really good. Also, like Draken, I think he played really good in that first game. The monasteries coming forward was an excellent decision.
Yep,
Right?
agreed.
Very clearly. And I love the fact that he tried to use the chat trick on Miguel. I love that dude because, like I said, it's not only playing the game, you got to play the player that you're
Listen.
against, especially in a tournament and a league format like this, right? You got to just try and play the player.
Listen, I didn't know the result of this series before I casted it, but I did know about the chat trick because Miguel was not a fan. Let me just say that. So Miguel is not a fan of it. Draken was like, it was within my opportunity as a player to give it a shot. There's definitely some back and forth there. Everything's all good on it, but yeah, I mean,
Also,
let me put it to you this way. I have more issue with it if Draken types a sentence and then Miguel resigns, right? Then I'm like, oh God, as an admin, is that actually the game or not? But yeah, I mean, Draken tried his best. And the thing is, and I hope Draken listens to this, Draken, you're a good coast to mountain player, but every game you're falling behind because just lack of scouting. Your openings are solid. If Draken's just scouting a little bit better to know what his opponent's opening, he's not going to lose as many fills, right? And he won that coast to mountain game anyways. So I think Draken has the mindset and the ability to improve and get a surprise win or 2 versus Dogao. So it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun series. I really enjoyed that.